Welcome to um, this Saturday's edition of Saturday Small Biz Saturdays with Mo. Really excited. First, I want to thank you guys for coming through. You know what I mean? I know you don't have to. I know there's so many lives and stuff going on. Hey, Rich. Rich is already in here. So many lives going on. So many different people. Everyone's following. So I appreciate you guys coming through. Today, I'm chatting with Rich, who is the owner of Ricardo Deshawn. Hey, Mike. Rich is from Washington, D.C. I'm going to actually bring Rich in now. So happy Saturday, everyone. I keep saying good morning, but on the East Coast, it's already afternoon over there. Hey, Chloe. But it's 9 o'clock in the morning over here on Saturday. So let me bring Rich in. Say hi to everyone. Hi. Okay, here we go. And I have to fix this because, child, my kids be messing with something. Rich, what's up, Rich?
What's going on? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm trying to fix this. Okay, I think that's good right now. You know, I have everything set up on Friday nights, and then my son, Cash has been on winter break this entire time. So Cash be up to 6, 7 o'clock in the morning gaming, and I come in the room and everything is on the,
Yeah,
you got
I,
little ones.
yeah, I
You
can
got
dig
little ones.
it.
What's up, Rich? How you doing?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. How are
Yeah.
you?
Yes. Let me see that sign back there. I love the sign. I love the neon sign. Ricardo Deshawn. Look at that. That
It's
is
kind of
super
bright.
dope. Super dope. You in the warehouse today? This is your like warehouse day, right?
Yeah, we got retail going on right now. We just actually walked in here, so
Oh, y'all just came in?
yeah. Hmm.
Okay, so start us from the beginning. I know y'all got a lot that y'all do on Saturdays, and Rich is saying we because he's a double duo with his fiance, which I love. Super dope. Love that you guys are just like pushing forward. But so we all know, well, not we all, but so Rich, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know,
Uh,
but tell us a little about yourself. Where you from? You know what I mean?
all right.
Just
My
bring
name. Okay,
people that
okay.
are unknown.
All right. My name is Rich. I'm the founder and creator of Ricardo Deshawn, luxury streetwear brand based out of Washington D.C. I'm from Washington D.C., Northeast to be exact. Um, I love the branding of streetwear. I love everything about it. I love art. So I, pretty much put everything together and made some dope clothing, you know.
Yeah. So for those of you all that don't know, DC was the first like urban streetwear
Yeah, the
where it
first.
was like derived from, right?
Yeah,
So
the
when we were
first.
coming up, who do we have? Because who did we have coming up?
We had Madness,
We had Madness.
Hobo, DDTP,
Hmm.
All Days. Yeah, so
Yeah,
we had those
we
we
had
had
those
those
brands
brands
coming
coming
up.
up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so coming up in DC, we were those were our like founding footprints of urban
yeah,
streetwear, right? And just of like really pushing that hustle of getting that those storefronts and all of that kind of stuff. What were some of your or who were some of your influences, and what catapulted you to kind of want to get into bringing up your own brand?
I used to wear Madness a lot. With the back when they had the bucket hats, tell my age,
Mm-hmm.
the bucket hats with the letters on the OG stuff.
We all here.
Yeah, the simplified white T-shirt with the Madness patch. Then DDTP started doing some things, man, over on the South Side where they started, a lot telling stories on clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like they started putting up things around the city about what was going on in the city. But a lot of people didn't understand the concept. They were just buying it because it was from the city, and it
So
was
that's what
dope. But
I
like,
that because I saw that what I was you already know like
yeah,
I understood that, but like what was the difference between each of those brands? You know what I mean? Like when you were saying about DDTP telling stories and stuff, because at first, like you said, everybody was just buying it just because we were from
yeah,
home and they were just the brands, but certain brands kind of really stood out.
yeah. Like like DTP told stories in every T-shirt. You know what I'm saying? They didn't just like they had, shirt that was just basic DDTP on it. Um, Design discount trading post, but like a lot of people don't know what that stand for actually. You know what I'm saying? But like, but like they told stories. They told stories about what was going on around the city, what was going on in our environment, what was going on in the black community. You know what I'm saying? How the police was being brutal towards us, stuff like that. So, that really caught my eye, and it made me want to, start designing. It made me want to say, okay, well, I can put my stories on a t-shirt. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I could tell my life on a t-shirt, you know what I'm saying? So once I started seeing that, that was around like the end of junior high school. So I started, designing, just drawing. I was always in the art. So that's what made me actually get into it. Madness was dope. Madness was like fashion. It was like swag. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It was like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
good money. Like it was all
Plus
that
all the
stuff. You know what
madness
I'm saying? Like
parties. It was like
yeah, all
the
the part, yeah, all that good stuff, man. So you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like so, if you want some swag, you went uptown. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause,
You they know where to come.
yeah,
They know where
yeah. So
they know where to come. You want that swag. So let's go back to you being always in the arts because I grew up in the arts as well, but um one thing about like growing up in DC at the era that we grew up, I'm talking about listen, it is what it is, right?
yeah.
Um that's why my phone not standing up because my gadget's on this kid. I'm trying whole pieces to the whole ring light on the floor.
Oh yeah.
So back to business. Growing up at the time that we did in DC, and a lot of people that weren't from DC really just looked at DC as like this city that was just like, oh, it's like a cool city because the White House was there and the Capitol was there. But like in DC, which is all over DC because DC comes in it's made up of quadrants. But like, what was it like growing up? And it's weird me asking you these questions because I know, but I want coming from your perspective. What was it like growing up in DC and were you able to steer clear of certain things? Did you dibble and dab in certain things? And was it the
Yeah,
arts that actually kept you driving towards
yeah,
like,
yeah. Growing up in DC, well, I mean, it was what you made it. I mean, it was rough for me. Like a lot of people, I could tell my story. It was rough for me. You know what I'm saying? But it was still great at the same time. I always had great people around me, but
mhm,
I chose to do the wrong thing sometimes. So life took its course. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, looking back, man, it was great. I wouldn't change anything.
no
Like
question?
I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change one thing. Like looking
Okay.
back, it was great. I mean, it was rough. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, I did have art. I was always in the art, so it kept me somewhat balanced.
Mhm.
Like regardless of what happened in my life, I would still always go to art. So you know what I'm saying? Like I'm super appreciative of being blessed with a talent to be able to even do something like this. So yeah,
Was it visual arts? You were into drawing? What type of
yeah.
art?
I was in the drawing. Yeah, drawing
And
heavy, drawing, painting.
you realize that you like that was a niche for you that you like you enjoy? Were you in
Oh,
school? Was it somebody in your household that was like kind of ignited that?
yeah. I knew it. I knew I loved art when I was like in elementary school.
Mm.
Like I knew it. I was always drawing. Like me, especially me. Like I'm my only child. Well, from my mom, I'm my only child. So growing up by myself, I always drew. I always like back when people used to draw Bart Simpson all the time, Mickey Mouse all the time.
Right.
The Homer Simpson stuff. Like I just kept going with all that type of stuff. So, like for me, yeah, art saved me.
Art.
It definitely saved
Listen,
me. So
I it did the same for me, and I wanted that to come from you rather than me saying it to you because you know what I do know, what I know for sure is that art does save a lot of people's lives. It doesn't matter what point of their lives, but something just about being creative.
mhm,
Once that spark comes in, you know what I mean. It's just something
yeah.
that can actually like keep you going towards a certain thing. So, what was that light bulb for you that you were like, okay, let me buckle down and let me start doing some things. What was that light bulb for you?
Right when I was in high school, when I was going to Dunbar, like, I kept, um, you went to Dunbar, so
That's where we met. I know.
Crimson
Come
Tide,
on,
yeah.
Crimson
So
Tide.
you remember the school store we had in there?
Yes, I worked in the school
Yeah.
store.
So, me, Blue was, doing the hand painted hats back in the day
I
with
do.
all the sports teams on them and stuff like that. A lot of people ain't know I was doing that type of stuff. So
I
that
did
was
not
me.
know that you were doing that,
Yeah,
but I
that
do
was
remember
me.
that because
That was me.
I legit did not know that, Rich. And I
Yeah.
used to
So
work the school store. I used to run the school store, and I
yeah,
remember they used to be in the little tins in the bins underneath the where we sold the
yeah.
candy and stuff. I had no idea that was you doing
Yeah.
that.
So I like me and Blue would, do them together or whatever, but I would let him be the face. Like I just really didn't want to be like I like the money part of it. Back then I was like, give me the money. I'm cool with the money. Like, what I'm saying? I ain't really care about who knew who did what, so like but that was me. That when I saw the money I was making in school alone, that's when I said, all right, well, let me start going to these stores. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when I went to Squash All Beef. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started putting some of my stuff in the stores down on 8th Street. You know what I'm saying? Like, stores like that. So, like, I started saying, okay, well, this could become a business. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I could actually do this for a living. I'm making good money. Like, I was making
Mm-hmm.
real good money doing it. So, like that's when I say, okay, well, let me get serious with this. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Let me get
yeah.
serious with this, and I kept doing it. Like even though like summer breaks and stuff, I would do it. Like I would make money. I would do T-shirts. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it became a good thing for me.
So for young entrepreneurs that are here or that may come back to it, what were those conversations like? Like that took a lot of confidence to be able to, at the at your age at that time, to just like walk into the stores and like try to get your you know getting your apparel in the stores. What were those conversations like? How do you have to approach people to try to get your
So what I did is I offered them services. Like I would go in there and I would say, what I would do is I would go in, take a sample hat and a sample T-shirt. I would do with their store logo on it. You know what I'm saying? And say, hey, look, this is what I can offer you. You know what I'm saying? I make these hats right here, but you can, market your brand better with this right here because it's new to the city. Like a lot of people are catching on to it, so you might want to pick up on it. Like I would sell it to them that way they could sell it to their customers, but I would put their logos on it, so it would kind of force them to buy it because it was something new, it was
hmm
creative, it was different, and it was dope at the same time.
hmm
So it
hmm
was an easy sale pretty much.
and then once you got your brand into the stores, how did that take off for you? What did you start doing at that point?
So my the first brand I actually put in the store was my brand, which was Mo Black Apparel. And like for that, I had the store I was actually working in, Mansfield Menswear on 8th Street, right in the little mini mall that used to be there before it was gentrified. But
Yeah.
I worked in there, and the store owner was like, "Look, let's put some of your clothes in here. I see you always drawing. I see you always designing. Let's put some of your stuff in here. You know what I'm saying? See how it sells." And it was selling crazy. Like it was selling out. Every time we would reproduce it, it would sell out. I mean, mainly because I was selling it, so I would push people towards my product more than anything else in the store. But my
hmm
neighborhood also supported me too because I was in my neighborhood. So
hmm
they always supported me, and I had a lot of family and friends from school that came and supported. So everything worked out for the good.
hmm hmm So, so as of today, there are quite a few. Obviously, we know, but there's so many um, streetwear brands, and I actually um, would you use something other than streetwear brand? I kind of don't like giving it that like name. With like it's a brand. It's a brand, but there
Yeah,
are a lot of
the names don't bother me. A lot of people
yeah.
get caught up in those names and stuff. It don't bother me. It is what it is. Like I call myself a luxury streetwear brand.
I love it.
You know,
I love
so
it. So that was actually my question. So what makes Ricardo Deshawn stand out from the other brands that are in DC right now, or just period, not even just in DC? Because I've seen where like there are people in Atlanta, there are people in other cities and states that have worn your brand. Like, what makes Ricardo Deshawn stand out?
I think for us, it's the storytelling. Um, we try to tell a story with everything we produce. Just about most things we can't, but a lot of things we can. And also with us, it's the quality. The quality for our product always stands out. It's not shrinking, fading, none of that stuff. You can wear it forever, years down the road. We don't produce things like to try to get you to wear a one day outfit. I mean, to each his own, but like we want our product to last through time. Like I want
Mm-hmm.
you to be able to put your stuff, my sweatpants on 5 years down the road, and they still fit like they did that day you bought them, and they
Mm-hmm.
still look like they did that day you bought them. And I'm just giving a whole different vibe. Like a lot of my stuff is vintage, like vintage vibe. Like I do a lot of washing on my materials. Like all of my stuff gets made in LA now, so like I got that whole LA vibe, like the vintage wash. The thin layered poly cotton sweatsuits, like everything like that, like old tracksuits that the hustlers used to wear back in the '80s, like stuff like that. Like so, like mine's is different, man. I'm not just giving you a shirt with a name on it. I mean, for some people that sells. For me, it you know I can't put out nothing like that because of my mental state. Like I want to be so creative. I want to give you everything I got. You know what I'm saying? So I want to separate myself from the others. So that's what I
Mm-hmm.
do.
Mm-hmm. So for the young entrepreneurs, or just maybe not even young, those that just kind of like trying to take that leap into creating and designing gear, like how were you able to start creating relationships and building relationships with people in LA and other cities in order for you to like get your products made and that kind of thing? Did that take you taking trips out? Like what did you have to start doing in order to see like what was different from the market from at home?
So like what I did was I invested in myself. I took trips, um, a lot of trips. I reached out to a lot of people that I knew that had connects. What I'm saying, had to pay for those connects. Luckily I got some great friends in the business. What I'm saying, that look out for me. That make sure they help me along the way. That has their own brands and stuff like that. So, it's 50-50. It's 50% communicating with the people 50% grind. You know what I'm saying? Like but I would say invest. They gotta get out there and get on them flights. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the best part about it. Invest in yourself. Take them flights. Book them hotel rooms. Walk the boulevard down the fashion district for a good week. You'll find somebody. You'll find
And,
somebody. I guarantee it.
and somebody meaning people that like production.
Yeah, manufacturers. Yeah,
Manufacturers.
yeah.
And what is that process like? Like once you find a manufacturer, um, what is that? Because that you got to go to shipping, you got to send them your artwork and that kind of
Yeah,
thing. Like I'm really, I understand. But like for those that come in and is trying to like get in the game, or youngins that's like trying to start something.
yeah. So
What is that process like?
a lot of manufacturers now, a lot of manufacturers just, if you go to them and you don't know what you're talking about, they're going to give you what they want to give you. So,
Mm-hmm.
I suggest these youngins start studying your craft. You know what I'm saying? Produce tech packs. That way you have your sizing, you got your measurements. Like everything I produce, that's my cut. Nobody else has that cut. That's my
What's
cut.
a tech pack?
So basically, it's your measurements, it's your sew pattern, it's your color grid, with your Pantone colors on it. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like pretty much, it's going to make sure it comes out the way you want it.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll design it. You'll send them the tech pack. It'll have all your Pantone colors on there, your stitch details on it. It'll have all your fabric materials on it, and your measurements, and you good. Like if it comes back any other way, that was the manufacturer fault. It wasn't on your end.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because once you give them that tech pack, that's how it's gonna come back.
So you give them the tech pack and then they produce and they send you samples back.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I. So I'm gonna show you a little bit. So I got these coats coming out. So whoever watching is will see it, but so this is pretty much a tech pack. See how you got all of that stuff right there.
Okay.
That's all the stitching right there. Every stitch that they have to do, that's it right there.
Okay.
So the strings, like that's tech pack. That's it.
So
That's it.
is this something that like is there like a base one that you like can go online and they can fill it out? How easy is it now than what it was before? Because I remember like my
Now,
them used to do the tech packs and stuff like that, but they like had to like get somebody to put everything together for them. Is it a bit easier now?
no,
No.
no, it's not easy at all. Pay somebody. If you can't do it, pay somebody. Well, see, that's the part of the game. That's why I say
Investing in yourself.
invest in yourself. Like pay somebody. You got to start paying people for what they worth. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like everything, like you can't do it on your own. So like that's the number one thing. Pay people for what they worth. Invest in yourself. Like once you invest in your business, it'll bring the money back to you. Like
Mm-hmm.
you know. So yeah.
So what's coming through? I know you kind of just did a you just kind of showed something, but what
Look,
do you have new coming through? Because I'm gonna say one thing that I noticed that you that sets Ricardo Deshawn apart, and um, is that like I see the brand going in, um, taking taking risks into other directions, not just sweatshirts and sweatpants. Like I've seen sweaters, like uh, turtleneck sweaters, like that. To me, that's what stood out as far as like the luxury part of it. Um, what gets your eye going towards something? You're like, oh, let me try this and see if this sticks and this works. And what does that for you? And has it worked for Ricardo Deshawn?
um, I just basically I create what I feel. Like I try not to like follow a trend like that, but I create what I feel. Like I create how I feel in the moment. Like if I feel um like it's cozy season right now. You know what I'm saying? So like I ain't trying to give you like no like a super thin sweatsuit or nothing like that. Like I gave you some 4 pound hoodies. You don't even have to put on the coat. Like you know what I'm saying? Like 4 pound sweatpants. You don't have to wear thermals and stuff like that. So you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like I wanted you to be cozy. It's cozy season. So like stuff like that. Like the tracksuit I just did. Like I wanted to be fly. I wanted it, I wanted you to feel like an OG hustler. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that was getting money back in the day or getting money today and look good and look classy at the same time. So I created something for that. Like, so I create what I feel. Like I try not to chase these brands because one, you'll get caught up doing that and it'll get you late. Like you be done spent money, you be done made something you ain't want, you made something you're not selling, like because everybody else making it. You know what I'm saying? So I try to create things that's going um, give the culture something new. Like I
Mm-hmm.
like people to be excited about it. Like, oh snap, I haven't seen that before. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
So does Ricardo Deshawn, like, is there a parallel between the music and fashion and within your brand?
not really. Nah, not really. I don't base my stuff off of music like that. Not really. I go off of vibe. Like
Vibe.
vibes. Yeah, all vibes. All vibes. Like
So are there
like I said.
any plans to extend yourself beyond DC? Like, do you see
Yeah.
yourself like getting out of DC at some point, or you know?
Yeah, I see myself getting out of DC real soon. Real soon.
Mhm,
Hopefully 2023 or something like that.
mhm,
Real
mhm.
soon, real soon. I mean, I love my city though. You know what I'm saying? Like they support me to the fullest. I'm very appreciative of them, but sky's the limit.
Yeah,
You know,
and that was. I guess that's what I'm asking. Like, how is it like, because you started in DC, everything started for you in
yeah.
DC, so that's like you having to keep your ear to the streets and you know keeping those type of relationships. How has that been with you being a growing business in DC? Because I know that's, I mean, there's not, it's just not all pretty and fair. It's not fair game at all times, you know what
no,
I mean? So what, and I guess I'm basing these questions to youngins or to people that like really are just getting into the game. Like what are some things that you have had to maneuver and some obstacles that you have faced in keeping your brand alive?
um, I really obstacle wise, the only obstacle I've had in DC really is just getting the store. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
It's
that's the
getting
only
what?
obstacle I getting a retail spot.
Okay.
Like that's the only obstacle I've had. It's just at the end of the day, they don't want us there. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's hard, but hasn't really been no other obstacles. Like I said, I've always kept myself around great people. Like so, I really don't get too much caught up in the outside world or what everybody is doing, what they saying about this brand. I mind my business. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like I'm old school. I mind my business. Like I mind my business. Focus on me. Focus on the people that's around me. Give the people that's giving me good energy back, and I'm straight. Like nothing else really don't matter to me. As long as I get to create, you know what I'm saying, give the universe back what it gives me, I'm straight.
Hmm. So do
Yeah.
you collab with other brands?
Uh, I do. I do. I actually, have my first. I have my first major collab coming up next month, um, with a brand. Um, so it's going to be pretty interesting. I can't really say who it is
Right,
just
right,
yet,
right,
but you know what I'm saying. It's going to be pretty interesting.
right.
So
So
yeah,
do you
I'm
create? Because I
trying to.
know. Go ahead.
I'm trying to get in that lane, but like of collabing, but I want to make sure it makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like it has to make sense. It has to be organic for me. So
Right, right. I guess I was asking for like because you said that we know now that you draw, you create art. So I guess I was asking like, do you draw or create logos for other brands? Like, or do you just work specifically for Ricardo Deshawn?
no, I just work for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I work for myself. I can't really create for anyone else. I've done some things for a few friends, but that's about it. I can't really
Mm-hmm.
create for anybody else like other brands because, for one, I'm trying to get my brand off the ground. So I honestly don't have time to worry about somebody else's brand. Like focus on what they want, and then I know how I am as an artist. I'm like super picky when it comes to my design, so I can only imagine how somebody else is gonna be. So
Mm-hmm.
I just don't have the tolerance for it. I don't have the patience and tolerance for it. So I just do it for myself, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with Ricardo Deshawn, how do you see it pushing the culture forward? And I'm speaking not. Do you see it just obviously you just say you're trying to move outside of DC, but how do you see Ricardo Deshawn like pushing the culture of fashion and streetwear forward, not just in the city, but around the country?
Um, just you know, hopefully it brings new light to different aspects of the streetwear brand. Hopefully one day we can. I want to mainly open up at like or have some kind of program for the youth, where they could come in, build their own brands. We could bring people in. We could teach them, about branding, about social media marketing, about, stitch details, pretty much have their own factory in here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get a warehouse, have their own factory. I don't want this to be just about me. I want it to be about the next generation. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get to a level where I can say, okay, I can do something else now. I can show somebody else how to win. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, I'm going to win regardless. Every day above ground is a win for me. So like I'm going to win regardless. Like I want to give it to the next generation though. So
Hmm.
hopefully that's the plan. Like to start some kind of schooling. You know, for
What's the
me.
what's the typical day for Ricardo Deshawn?
Yeah, there's no typical day. Every day is different. Every day is different for me. I'm always ripping and running. Like I'm always ripping and running. Never sitting still trying to make sure products coming in, talking to manufacturers at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. I wake up at like 3 in the morning, start talking to my manufacturers because they're on different time zones. Some of them, like I use China too, so for certain things like my labels and stuff like that come from China. But like making sure they on one accord with me, talking to a guy in LA, sometimes taking the trip, coming right back the same day, or it's a lot of work.
That that's that's
I'm
why I'm
always
asking.
busy. Like
That's why I'm asking because I know,
yeah,
for those of us that are entrepreneurs, it's like you do know it's not a regular 9 to 5. You don't have a set time. You know what I mean? You kind of make your own schedule, but it's also a lot of, like you said before, investing back into yourselves. And you guys, if anyone has any questions for Rich, you can put them in the comment box, and we'll see them in the comment box. Um, but that's why I was asking because there's so many people young and older that doesn't matter age, but like, it's like, okay, I want to take this leap of faith and I want to go out here and start my brand. Not really understanding how much work and not just work, but commitment it takes.
a lot of commitment, a lot of commitment. A lot of people do things like a lot of people. I see a lot of people just starting brands now because it's like a phase, or they think it's cool, or they see they could get money real fast. You know what I'm saying? Like I I'm all for it. Do your thing, but at the end of the day, like You wasting money. Like if you're not gonna stick with it, you wasting money. Like you wasting
Mhm.
money and time. You could be doing something you love. You know what I'm saying? Don't just do something because you're cool or because it's gonna be a quick buck. Do something you love. Focus on what you could do. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? If you can make stop signs from scratch, make stop signs from scratch. But like put your all into it. Put 100% in it. If you put 100% in it, you're not gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? But stop switching lanes. Like try to just find your lane. Like that's the best advice I could give somebody. Find your lane. Just stay in it. Like it sounds like mean, but like it's the realest shit though. Like once you find your lane, you're gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Like when you switch lanes, you can't focus on nothing. Like at the end of the day, you're gonna look up. You're gonna be 40 years old. You're gonna be trying to figure out what the hell you did with your life. Like you switching lanes too much instead of just locking in and doing what
Mhm.
you're supposed to be doing. Like you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like so, people just gotta lock in. You know?
Did you start with capital? Did you have your own? How did you start? You just started using your own investment money?
Yeah. I started with my own money. Yeah, I started with my own money. Like
Would you recommend to those that are just starting to like to get capital or maybe
nah,
loans
don't
from people or
don't get no capital. Start with your own money. That way you can learn how to flip your own money. That way you can appreciate your own money. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? Because when you get capital, that means you owe somebody. You know what I'm saying? That means you don't work for you anymore. That means you're working for them now. You know what I'm saying? So start with your own money first. You know what I'm saying? Like start with your own money. Get out there, hustle, flip your money. You know, and then once you've made enough revenue, then okay, look at sources of capital. It's okay. It's okay to get capital. You know what I'm saying? Like it's okay to get capital, but learn how to flip your own money first.
you're sitting in one in the flip right now. You have your own warehouse, right?
Hmm.
How was that process for you? Because that's a big move to make. Like, how was that process for you? Like getting into a warehouse, and what made you want to get into? I can guess maybe because I heard you earlier saying that it was hard for you to get in stores and stuff in DC. But what was that process of you getting a warehouse? And it's situated outside of DC. Has that affected you know business at all?
No, it hasn't affected business that much. A lot of my sales are online, so
Mm-hmm.
I pushed online very heavy because I was trying to reach other places. But it hasn't affected my sales. A lot of people don't want to drive to the door, but a lot of people do. So it's all right for me. It's all right for
But
me. I mean, like,
it's a multifunctional
yeah.
warehouse, and that's what I want you to share. Like you don't just come to your warehouse and you find Ricardo Deshawn. They come to the warehouse, and what else is there?
You find my fiance with Charismatic Creations. She does her thing in here. Then also we also allow certain brands to come and pop up on certain days, no cost. Like so, you might walk in here one Saturday and find another brand in here, selling their product. You know what I'm saying? It's like an open space. So
Mm-hmm.
but we had to transition in here because our house was just getting too cluttered with
Mm-hmm.
product. You know what I'm saying? Like at first, it was cool when we were selling 10 shirts, 15 shirts. I'm up to 250 shirts every release now. So it was just taking up too much room. She got all her stuff. She doing sellouts every week. So we had to. We ain't had no other choice. Pretty
Growing,
much. Yeah.
growing,
Yeah.
growing. Yeah. How are you continuing to thrive throughout this pandemic? Because it's been a lot for
Uh,
small businesses. How have you been able to like really still hold your ground throughout this pandemic?
I mean, for me, like it's been a blessing for me. I've won through the whole pandemic. So like it has been a blessing for me. Like luckily, our people support each other. They say black people don't support each other. That's false. I don't know where they are, but I know my people supported me. So, what I'm saying? Her people supported her and everybody else's people supported them. So, like, I won personally throughout the pandemic. It wasn't any issues for me at all. The beginning of the pandemic uh, was slow, like around March when everybody was trying to figure things out. But, like, right after that, it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was crazy. It was a whole blessing. Right. So, like for me, I don't have any complaints at all about it.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that you pushing the whole online thing prior, like you really making a point to push online help that a lot? Because
Yeah.
things had to shut down, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, it helped a lot. It helped a whole lot. You know, you just had to. I had to come up with like different marketing strategies. You know what I'm saying? How to catch people attention. You know, stuff like that. Luckily, you know, I have a great team. Like, you know, so we all came up with, you know, different ideas on how we can, you know, grasp people attention and keep their attention. You know, that's the one
Mm-hmm.
thing about it. You got to keep the attention. So we had to figure that out. And once we figured out that recipe, that was it. You know, it was a win for us. So.
What is having a team look like? You know what I mean? Like, is it because like you have a marketing person, do you have a publicist? Like, and I'm sure these questions probably sound rhetorical, but I'm asking the questions for the entrepreneurs that are starting or the entrepreneurs that's trying to figure it out.
My team pretty much we all just, you know, we're like family, you know, at the end of the day, but we all have each other's backs. You know, we all come up with processes of every aspect in branding. You know what I'm saying? Like we put our heads together, we agree, we disagree. Right now, we switched into 2021 where everybody plays a role. You know, so that way it's not too much bickering back and forth or, you know, trying to give ideas to this person. This person does this person does this, I do this, you do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's where we at right now with 2021. So, you know, we had to figure some things out within ourselves, you know, as far as the brand as a
Mm-hmm.
whole. So now we pretty much got that down packed now. So we're gonna see how this goes this year,
Mm-hmm.
and with everybody with their individual task. So now we have a marketing person. Now we have a street stomper. You know, now we have me who's the face of the brand. You know, now we have somebody who goes out and gets the contracts with the government or whoever we need a contract with. You know, now we have the tech person who takes care of all the emails and contracts and stuff like that. So, you know, that's what the team looks like now. The team
Right.
looks strong. It's very strong right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And so have you guys had to adjust, or how have you had to adjust your marketing strategies with, from this pandemic and moving forward, like how you see the brand moving in a different direction or going, to higher places? How have you had to adjust your marketing strategies?
We haven't really had to adjust it pretty much. You know what I'm saying? We've been keeping the same flow. We've been keeping the same flow. It's just the only thing we have adjusted is we just tried to get more media content. You know what I'm saying? Just more content, more content. You know, so and
Mm-hmm.
that's the only thing we've adjusted. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get out there, do content, all content. Like I don't really like being in front of the camera, but I guess I have to because people like to see what I'm doing or whatever. So more content.
Yeah, I mean, I think also, and I can, we also just coming from DC aren't like, a lot of us are very private about ourselves
Yeah.
and our lives. But when you are, and this is something that I personally have had to work on myself, um, when you're branding yourself or pushing your brand or pushing whatever it is that you're doing, because again, this is not a typical everyday 9 to 5 job. You know what I mean?
Right.
What I feel like, especially doing things like a live or being the face of something, it shows, it's relatable to people, and it's tactile for people to be able to connect the dots with the brand and the owner of the brand or the owner of whoever's doing, whatever the project is. And it keeps it humanistic, and it keeps people attached to your purpose of the brand. And I think for those of us that um, are, haven't been, it hasn't been easy for those of us that like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
it definitely has even pushed myself, even doing these lives, you know what I mean? Like every time I do a live, I'm pushing myself more and more. You know what I mean? It's a
Hmm.
lot of public speaking, but it also is engaging for a lot of people. People can actually like connect and engage with the brand on a personal level.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like it. I don't think I'm gonna ever like being in front of the camera. To be honest, like I just. I'm not a camera dude. Like, yeah, I'm low key. Like, I'm very low key. Like, I don't like going out no more. I don't like doing none of that stuff. I like being in my house, enjoying my life, and being around good people and having positive vibes. That's it for me. Like, I hate the camera.
Well, I appreciate you coming through, Rich. I think it was very necessary for a lot of people here. I think you
Yeah.
dropped a lot of good gems for a lot of entrepreneurs, and it can be, the gems that you drop can be applied to any entrepreneurial, gig that anyone has. What's coming up for Ricardo Deshawn? I know you got
Uh,
some drops coming up. I just saw something. First of all, I already have my eye on that green jacket. Thank you. I will be keeping my eye on that.
yeah, yeah, that's coming real soon. We're having a pop up at Makedo next weekend,
Mm-hmm.
in DC, on 8th Street, from 2 to 6 p.m. Is it from 2 to 6? Yeah. 2 to 6 p.m. Um, and yeah, that's it for now. Then hopefully some greater things come right after that. So we just have to watch and see. You
You got
know.
it. You have a new drop coming soon?
Yeah, we have one coming for Maquetto for the pop up.
Oh, for
So
the pop up.
yeah, anytime I do a pop up, I always have new merch. Anytime, so anytime I do a pop up, there's new merch coming.
And so, how do people stay tuned? For those of us that aren't in DC, how do we
Uh,
stay tuned about that?
they can follow us on Instagram. Recall it to Sean. Turn on your post notifications. That way you can see everything we're dropping and keep up with us. You can also find us on the website at www.ricardodesean.com. Don't put an E behind the D. It's Deshaun. So yeah, you can find us there, and I'm not on Twitter like that. Twitter's too messy for me. So, but I'm
It,
on Instagram. Twitter's too messy
it
for me.
is.
Yeah,
Any
yeah.
any last words you want to share about the brand and or to up and coming entrepreneurs or those that just started? Any last words of advice you want to give and share before we go?
Man, just keep your head down. Keep walking forward. Stay focused. Stay the course, and give your brand or give whatever you're doing 100%. You know, like just as long as you're doing 100%, you're gonna win. Like that's my motto for this year. Like as long as I'm giving 100%, I'm gonna win. So everybody out there just gotta give 100%, no matter what you're doing. I don't care if it's cleaning the streets up, 100%. You know what I'm saying? Taking out the trash in the house, 100%. Don't let the piece of tissue drop. Like just do it 100%. Like you know what I'm saying? Like don't shortcut anything, and you're gonna be all right. Like no
Mm-hmm.
shortcuts, no more shortcuts. Make sure you putting 100% into everything, and you're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
straight.
Mm-hmm. All right,
That's it.
Rich. Thank you so much for
I
coming through.
appreciate you. Thank you
We're
for
going to.
having me.
I'm gonna make sure that I post and the dates. I'll repost the dates for the pop up at Mechano. You already have that up on your Instagram
Yeah,
page.
yeah. I'm gonna be posting a flyer later on today.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and I'll make sure for those of you guys. Anyways, you guys should need to be. You already need to start following Ricardo Deshawn and make sure
Please do.
that you guys support the brands. This platform that I do on Saturdays for small businesses. This is not for me. This is to create platforms for small businesses, and I think people think small business means that like you just only make like 100 or something. It's not. It's small business means that you actually are not a major corporation, right?
Yep,
So
that's it.
I just I created this platform just for us to continue to number one support each other as small business support each other's entrepreneurs for people to come through and get some words of advice, words of encouragement because I know that it's rough. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's rough having your own brand, and when I say rough, I just mean like it's a lot of work, and it's more work than what people see on the outside. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely,
So
definitely.
that's why I wanted to bring you on, and that's why I do this on Saturdays. So I appreciate you, Rich, for coming
I
through.
appreciate you.
I can't wait to see that new drop. I'm gonna be looking forward to that. I keep saying that, but now that you've been shown, what is it
Yeah,
called again on the?
yeah, you got. I don't know what it is. You got a sneak peek today, so you got an exclusive sneak peek today. So yeah,
So that's what I gotta do. I gotta follow Ricardo Deshawn because I'm
yeah, you
on it
got to
at my
follow.
eyes. You hear me? My eyes are on it. I'm on it.
All
All right, Rich. Thank you. I'll be
right,
chatting with
bro.
you.
All right, I
I'll
appreciate it.
need my order first deals, brother.
All right. That's a bet. Appreciate it. All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Yes. So, you guys, thank you for coming through. I saw a lot of responses. Bean, what's up, Bean? And Sarah, I always say vinyl, my vinyl. Sarah, I gotta get you on here, Bean, and a lot of small businesses in here. Listen, you guys, if you know of any small businesses that you feel like could benefit on to coming on and talking about their brand and sharing their brand. I mean, that's what this platform is for. You know what I mean? I'm in LA. Bean is in Atlanta. Sarah's in London. Like, this is what this is about for me. This is not about me, Monique. This is about like creating a community for entrepreneurs and small business owners, and for us to just really like connect with each other. I think that's the most important thing right now, is for us to connect, and not just to sell, but connect on a human level. You know what I mean? I feel like, especially during these times of the pandemic, like, it's important for us to really connect on a human level. And as I said, like, even me, hosting these lives, like, it's pushing me out of my comfort zone to do this. Um, which I don't mind doing, because that's my motto for um, 2021 and just moving forward, period, is like, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, you're probably doing the right thing. So, I personally am an actress and like a live performer, but I'm not used to like, I feel like I'm hosting a show right now. So this is new for me. This is new territory for me. So I'm pushing myself, and I hope it's encouraging others to continue to push yourselves as well. So thank you all for coming through. Thank you for the feedback. If you guys have any, like I said, any other brands that might benefit from coming through on Small Biz Saturdays with Mo, tag me or tag them to me or tell them to DM me. I'm always looking for other businesses to bring in and to support. Do you guys enjoy these? I know some people are not here every Saturday, but I do this every Saturday. Do you guys think this important to do? Is it helpful? Um, Indeed. Okay, cool. Even me going live, like, I literally only go live on Saturdays for this, and then Tuesdays for Tuesday Tea with Mo, but I'm trying to do that more. But anyways, thank you guys for coming through. You have an amazing weekend as well. Have a great Saturday. Much love and light to you all. Let's continue to support each other. And thank you for coming through. Small Biz Saturdays with Mo. We'll see you guys next Saturday.